The WWE has a big problem. Unfortunately for the WWE and its fans, it's a problem of their own making and one they're in no hurry to resolve. Even worse, the company seems determined to repeat it with Roman Reigns. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the one problem WWE will never resolve. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Brock Lesnar is the kind of wrestler who doesn't come along often, a performer who combines size, power, wrestling ability, and as seen in the last year, charisma. The WWE instantly recognized this when it signed him in 2000 and strapped a rocket to his back when he debuted on the main roster in 2002. However, the Brock Lesnar who wrestled in the WWE between 2002 and 2004 is much different than the one who returned in 2012. The WWE used Brock well when he returned to the company, with the Beast working some memorable matches against main eventers such as John Cena, The Undertaker, and an extended program with Triple H. But unlike many of Lesnar's future matches, these were competitive bouts that saw Lesnar work 18 to 20 minute bouts. By 2017, Brock was working short matches, and although he wrestled house shows and pay-per-views, his appearances were limited, especially for someone holding the Universal Championship. Things didn't improve in 2018 or 2019 as Lesnar continued to dominate. 2020 was an exception as Lesnar worked briefly before exiting the company after WrestleMania 36, returning at 2021 SummerSlam. But are they misusing a special attraction? Brock Lesnar has reached the point in his career where he should be considered a special attraction, like Andre the Giant. As longtime fans know, there was never a need for Andre to hold a title as his presence alone was enough to command a main event. Andre's brief reign with the championship was both a recognition of his decades of work in the WWF as well as a means to set up WrestleMania 4's world title tournament. But Andre's status as an undefeated babyface might have seemed boring in theory, but in practice the WWF found numerous ways to keep him interesting, including exciting storylines where he sought revenge on heels or helped a babyface deal with a seemingly unstoppable team. Even after Andre turned heel and lost to Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 3, Andre's first pinfall loss recognized by the WWF, they protected him and used him to help get others over. Even when his acromegaly, which shortened his career and his life, limited his wrestling appearances, the WWE knew how to utilize him properly. Is this faulty booking? The WWE's problem with Brock Lesnar is that the promotion rarely uses him. When it does, its booking has been baffling, including some wonky situations, including an unnecessary decision to repeatedly put world championships on him. Lesnar, and as fans know, Lesnar's limited schedule translates into limited title defenses, which ties up the world championship. The WWE's booking of Lesnar has often led to bizarre booking with storylines that defy conventional wrestling logic. Well, we'll admit this hasn't been their strong suit for the last 15 years, but Lesnar's ability to insert himself into matches on what appears to be a whim, such as 2019's Money in the Bank and the more recent Fatal 4-Way at Day 1, complicating things has been the WWE's rare title defenses for Lesnar, a necessity due to his limited contractual obligations, but one which defies wrestling's long-standing tradition of at least one title defense a month, which is particularly convenient for a pay-per-view. This is down to lazy Lesnar though. The WWE's booking of Lesnar has created more problems than it's solved in terms of building the WWE, but Lesnar is not without fault. Lesnar's work ethic has deteriorated since 2012. Lesnar's lackluster efforts are reflected in the briefity of his matches and his use of the same two moves, suplexes and F5s for those who haven't noticed a pattern. Unlike limited workers like the Ultimate Warrior, Lesnar has demonstrated he can incorporate brawling, power moves and submission moves into his matches when he wants to. The challenge has been motivating for him to do so, a challenge the WWE has never seemed interested in pursuing. But it seems like he's putting no one over. And it's fair to say that Brock Lesnar rarely puts anyone over, and as a special attraction, he shouldn't, as wins against Lesnar should mean a lot. Two wrestlers come to mind in terms of Lesnar giving someone the rub. The first is Seth Rollins, who defeated Brock for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 35, and again at that year's SummerSlam. The second is Drew McIntyre, whose strong showing against Lesnar in the 2020 Royal Rumble and his win over the Beast at WrestleMania 36 cemented him as a viable main eventer. However, even in victory, a wrestler can make the loser look strong, something the WWE has done well with Roman Reigns, something which rarely happens with Lesnar. There are far too many cases where Lesnar dominates opponents and reduces main event talent to glorified enhancement talent. Kofi Kingston's 2019 loss to Lesnar killed the Dreadlock Dynamo's main event momentum. Likewise, Lesnar's Day 1 defeat of Big E with just one F5 did nothing to set up a rematch or show Big E as anything but just another victim. The latest monstrosity was Lesnar's squash of Seth Rollins, Riddle and AJ Styles at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. So, is it worth it? Well, regardless of many flaws in the WWE's booking of Lesnar, it could be justified if Lesnar is a mega money draw who consistently boosts ratings, drives ticket sales, and sells a ton of merchandise. Now the answer is mixed. In terms of ratings, Lesnar's appearances do seem to help, but once he's off television, ratings typically go down. As for ticket sales, Lesnar rarely performs at live events, and it's difficult to gauge the WWE's numbers for premium events on Peacock. One thing that is clear is Lesnar's merchandise isn't the same ballpark as Roman Reigns or even legends like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Lesnar's continued domination in the WWE has repeatedly weakened the roster, keeping stars from rising, or with Big E and Kofi Kingston completely stopping their momentum. Lesnar epitomizes Mr. McMahon's vision of what a top wrestler is, big and bad, which has led to Lesnar living like a king, which benefits such a hefty payday, an extremely limited work schedule, and a strong saying in his booking. It's also brought on cockiness, as Lesnar knows that Vince will never fire him. As we pointed out before, there's no reason to blame Lesnar for taking advantage of the WWE's largesse, but his laziness deserves criticism. Worse yet, it's leading to championship futility. And perhaps the worst part about Lesnar's recent build is that the title unification match at WrestleMania is a lose-lose situation for the WWE and its fans, no matter who wins the match. It's unlikely they'll go with anything other than a pinfall or submission finish, although there's no guarantee it will be a clean finish, leaving the WWE with a mess on its hands. If Brock Lesnar wins, the WWE will have wasted Roman Reigns' year-and-a-half championship reign. Does Brock Lesnar need to win? No more than he needed to snap The Undertaker's streak, an honor which more than a few wrestlers including The Undertaker himself think should have gone to Roman Reigns. Lesnar has nothing to gain from defeating Reigns, but it's possible the WWE will take this route. A win by Roman Reigns is somewhat better in that a full-time wrestler gets the rub. Lesnar seems to be the next to lose to Reigns, and while both men have traded wins during their WWE careers, the WWE is making the WrestleMania match into the biggest encounter of their careers, with both titles at stake. Lesnar losing would be the final step in Reigns' elevation as this generation's Superman in light of Reigns' wins over nearly every WWE superstar on the main roster, including legends such as John Cena, Edge, and Bill Goldberg. Is WWE ignoring the past? The WWE is notorious for ignoring past mistakes, chief of all disregarding fans' wishes, and Roman Reigns' push could lead to even bigger problems than it's created with Brock. Judging by the WWE's booking, there seems to be no end to Reigns' title run. While Reigns has the benefit of being a full-time performer who appears on television on a regular basis and works house shows, the WWE's insistence on booking him strong over all opposition suggests the WWE intends to keep the belt on him for a long time to come. While Reigns has made some opponents look strong in defeat, the WWE often overbooks the champion, destroying any opportunities for rematches or even matches. For example, Reigns' win in a triple threat match over Daniel Bryan and Edge saw Reigns pin both men at once, which naturally made Reigns look strong but makes his opponents look weak. In a similar way, the WWE had Reigns appear on Raw pinning Bobby Lashley in a meaningless match when it should have saved it for later. Reigns' Survivor Series match with Big E was a non-title match that did not have to end with Reigns defeating him and especially pinning him cleanly. Again, the WWE spoiled another potential match between what could be two top stars. Perhaps the biggest problem with pushing Reigns so hard is that the WWE is overlooking one of its biggest vulnerabilities. What to do if Reigns was somehow taken out of action? Injuries are unavoidable in wrestling, but Reigns also has to deal with the return of his leukemia, something which could take him out of wrestling for an extended period or for good. What then? Will fans have the desire to watch wrestlers who were largely treated as second-rate compared to Reigns? One thing's for sure, it'll lead to a future shock. The WWE's continued push at the expense of other WWE superstars is going to keep other stars from getting opportunities to compete at the top level, diminish fans' perception of wrestlers who are getting a push, and create a vacuum when Brock is not available or unwilling to continue. The same can be said for Roman Reigns, but as long as the WWE's booking things in the short term, aka hotshot booking, things are unlikely to change. What do you think of the situation? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.